So I'm gonna cheat just a little bit. I'm gonna sample drum sounds that I create with the Chip Maestro, and then I'm just gonna trigger those samples from my electronic drum kit. All sounds that you hear came straight out of the NES, and all of the keyboards in this video are controlling the NES live through the Chip Maestro. I'm also gonna put some reverb on the track just to fill it out and make it sound less harsh, but otherwise I'm not doing any additional processing. Also, one of my cameras sucks a lot more than I thought it would, so enjoy. So that is the Chip Maestro, and I think that song is a great representation of what you can do with this thing with multiple MIDI controllers. I think this thing is a really interesting piece of equipment, but it's also kind of funky. Like, you might be thinking, well, that song wasn't very long, or that song wasn't very interesting. And the reason is, this is one of the most frustrating pieces of equipment I've ever had to work with. There's lots of limitations that you have to jump through in order to make it sound interesting. Otherwise, it just sounds like, just a square wave or just a triangle wave. And really, you want arpeggios, you want portamentos, you want everything. And in order to implement those things, it's a little bit difficult with this. Also, I think there's other software choices that could have been made better. One of the issues I had with it was that it would work about 80% of the time. And if you think about it, 80% sounds like a high number, but really you want a piece of equipment that'll work 100% of the time. Sometimes notes would get stuck on, sometimes notes would turn off randomly. And it's very possible that I got a defective unit, but I really don't think that's the case. I'm not trying to badmouth Chip Maestro, but I'm just saying, if you have $60 to spend, you might want to research the product and make sure it's definitely something you want to buy. But if you're just an amateur like myself and you're just trying to have fun with it might be a good purchase. For me though, just trying to get a good take of that song was pretty hard to do. If this video happens to get any interest, I can make a more in-depth review and really talk about what I love about the Chip Maestro and things that I definitely think could be improved on the Chip Maestro. If that's something that would interest you, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm not going to spend the time making it if no one's going to want to watch it. But I think it might be an important tool if you're on the fence on buying one of these things and you might think, well, is it really as good as advertised? So that is the Chip Maestro. I'm going to leave now.